Hello fellow woodworkers and welcome to this week's edition of the Garage Workshop, and this week we're going to be seeing if Hychika can rival other brands like Parkside and Ferrex. Roll the intro. So as you will have seen in previous videos, and I'll put a link to the Hychika reviews that I did earlier in the year in the description for this video. Hychika reached out and asked me if I would review two of their products, which I did: the wet and dry cordless vac and the random orbital sander. Both products I thought were good. The wet and dry vac in particular has been incredibly useful, and I've mentioned in a couple of other videos that I would highly recommend this just for little jobs around the shop, like hoovering up around my miter saw, hoovering up things I've swept on the floor. It is an invaluable little piece of kit, and this week Hychika have sent me two more pieces of their tool range for me to review. I've got the Hychika Cordless Garden Pruner, the CS18D, and the Mouse Detail Sander, the TX104. Now, interestingly, the Hychika Cordless Garden Pruner, an almost identical product to this, is currently in the middle of Lidl sales in Lidl. And I looked at it a few weeks ago and I thought, oh, that's interesting. I've got a few jobs that I could certainly use this for. And then Hychika just sent it to me. I didn't ask for these products, by the way, and I'm not being sponsored. They did send them to me, but they know they're going to get an honest review, and I didn't select them. They just picked products that they would like me to review and sent them to me. So let's get unboxing. Let's see what's in the box and give them a go. Okay, so this Hychika cordless garden pruner, it says on the box it's 18 volt, and obviously I've already got a battery and a charger from the wet and dry vac. It says it's got a no load chain speed of 7.5 ms, which I presume is meters a second, a bar length of 200 millimeters, and an output of 21 volts on a 2000 amp hour battery. So let's have a look in the box. Okay, so in the box we've got the normal set of Hychika instructions. The instructions for these products generally are okay. They're not brilliant, but they're not bad. This one in particular is very long and very detailed for a Hychika product. Really standard set of instructions, obviously in numerous languages, but a really nice booklet with really good pictures, actually, which, you know, for a lower end or cheaper product is pretty good. There's instructions on how to put it together. I mean, bog standard, but pretty good. We've also got a declaration of conformity, because obviously Hychika are manufactured in China. It's a Chinese brand. We've got an Allen key. I presume that is for this, which is the actual chain that goes on the saw. Let's have a look at the saw itself. There it is. I have to say, it's a lot heavier than I thought it was going to be. It feels very nicely made. The guard in particular is good. It's sort of molded plastic. It's not, there isn't any sort of rubber parts of it anywhere. The whole body is sort of that rigid molded plastic. It's in a similar color to Parkside as well, and it has got a big warning sticker on it there. I think you can see that, basically saying that the saw is 100 decibels, or that's the noise it makes. And obviously anything above 70 decibels, I think, is uncomfortable or shouldn't be used without ear protection. But it's actually quite weighty. Oh, it already comes with a blade on it. Sorry, with a chain on it. So that must be a replacement chain, which is good. The blade is 20 centimeters or 8 inch, and it's got two ways to adjust it. There's a little diagram on the side here, and this is where the Allen keys are, so you can adjust the chain when you use it. And overall, I have to say I'm impressed. I didn't think it would be as good as it is, or as sturdy as it is. Obviously, it's got a brushless motor in it as well. And let's have a look. If I can get the case back on, which luckily I can. Let's have a look in these boxes, because I think in here we have got a charger. Now, this is a slightly different charger to the other Hychika charger I've got, which is which is with the wet and dry vac, and I'm presuming this is the battery. Let's have a look. Yeah, so it's the standard Hychika 4 amp hours, 18 volt lithium ion battery, which is the same that goes in to this wet and dry vac. So let's get it hooked up. I'll give the battery a full charge and then we'll give it. So I've just been reading the instructions while I'm waiting for the battery to charge. And obviously, the chainsaw, like most chainsaw, needs bar and chain oil. And there's a little indicator on the side there, and that's what the red knob is for on the top. So I looked in the box, and there is no bar and chain oil included. Now, I don't know if the equivalent Parkside product had that in the box, but I have had two other chainsaws in my life. I had a Titan electronic one, and I've currently got a Titan petrol one, both of which came from Screwfix. And in both of those boxes, there was a tiny little pot of chain oil to get you started, but the Hychika one doesn't appear to have that. So if you buy this product, before you can use it, you will need to go out and buy some chain oil. I mean, you'll need it anyway, because it's really important with a chainsaw, even mini ones like this, that you have to keep the chain lubricated. So you will need it, but I'm just surprised there wasn't a little pot inside it. Like I said, with my Titan one, my Screwfix one, I got a small little pot, just enough that I could get the tool out and use it straight out of the box. But obviously, if you bought this from Hychika, you couldn't use it straight out of the box. So just a little thing, but definitely something that it wouldn't have been too much of an issue to include. So I'm just going to put some oil in it now, and then we'll just wait for the battery to finish charging. Okay, so it's filled. You probably can't see that from the indicator, but it is now full. Really easy to do. I mean, on my Titan chainsaw, the port, you have to have the sort of chainsaw on a funny angle to get it in. It's sort of hidden around the back from the motor, but nice and easy anyway to fill up. So the battery's nearly completely charged now. Let's put it on and let's listen to how loud this thing is. Okay, so the battery is now charged. It took 45 minutes to charge it. It has got an indicator light on it. So as you can see, it's fully charged. This battery is actually different to the battery I got with my wet and dry vac. The other battery doesn't have an indicator on it, and the stickers and stuff are different. So I think they may have potentially upgraded their batteries, Hychika. And the other good thing about these batteries are they've got screw holes on them, so you can actually take them apart and replace the batteries, apparently. Right, I've got my sound meter. I'm going to insert the battery now. Obviously, because I know it says on it, it's 100 decibels, then I'm not going to do this without my ear defenders, and I'm going to put it on now. So I've marked a place where it's exactly 10 centimeters away, and all I'm going to do is just fire it up. Better take that chain guard off and listen to how loud it is. Here we go. Okay, well, there's a really strong smell of oil, which I think is a good thing, and there's oil all over the tool. So I'm presuming that means that the oil well is working properly. In terms of the sound, the decibels, it got up to 82 decibels on the sound recorder that is on my phone, which is a lot less than the 100 that it says it may be on there. So we now know how loud it is. Let's go and get a piece of wood and give it a test. So I've got this log that came off a tree in my garden that I took down. It's super dry. It's been drying for over a year now. So I'm just going to see how well it does on here. Now, obviously, I'm going to be very, very careful. I've got my safety eyewear. I've got my ear defenders, and I'm going to grab my gloves and we'll just have a go and see if it makes its way through this log. As you can see, it's made a lot of mess, obviously, which you would expect, but that is a very impressive cut. That is really, really impressive. I'm not going to lie, I didn't really expect it to be as powerful as that, and it went through that log really, really easily. Let me just take the battery out in case. It went through the log really, really easily. It was a really nice sort of shape to use. It does say in the instructions not to use this for felling trees, by the way, but that was certainly powerful enough that it made its way through that thick log. So that would easily be able to make its way through a sort of any amount of branches, really. So super, super impressed with that. Really, really good. Definitely worth the money, I would say. I'll put the cost on the screen, but yeah, that's a real winner for me. Okay, so let's have a look at this Hychika sander. As I said, I already reviewed their random orbital sander in a previous video. This one is the mouse detail sander, the TX 104. So let's see what's in the box. Straight away, we've got a hose adapter, dust bag. There is the sander, the actual sander. Very good weight on it, actually. It's a bit like the random orbital sander, where it looks exactly the same. It's a mixture of rubber and plastic on the body with the button, the on-off button at the front. But again, really substantial in weight, a lot heavier than I thought it was going to be. We've also got a pack of different sandpaper attachments from 80 to 240, so a nice mixture there. And of course, last but not least, we've got the Hychika instruction manual, which I'm expecting to be like the chainsaw one. Yeah, just really basic, everyday instructions, nothing special, but just good enough. It tells you all the information that you need to know. Now, one of the problems that I found with the other sander, the random orbital sander, was getting it to connect to my shop vac. I've got quite an awkward shop vac anyway, because the Evolution one, although it's a good shop vac, it doesn't do well at playing with others, and it's actually quite hard to find a connector for it. I quite often have to duct tape an adapter on it from the shop vac to get it to fit. So this one looks like it may be a little bit closer to what I need. So I'm just going to go and get the Evolution vac and see if it will fit on the end. Okay, so here is my adapter for the Evolution vac. Let's just see if it fits. No, it doesn't. But like I said, I'm not going to take that as a slight on Hychika, because it's really difficult to get anything to fit. So for this video, we'll go and use the bag, the dust collection bag that comes with it. To be fair, in terms of the build quality, I'm surprised actually, it's really good. Now, one of the issues I had with my other Hychika sander was it was very powerful, which I know sounds a bit weird, but even on the lowest setting with a high grit paper like a 240, it still took a lot off. So I'll be interested to see if the Hychika is the same. Let's plug it in, let's listen to how loud it is, and then we'll just test it on a piece of wood. Okay, so it's plugged in. I'm just going to put my ear defenders on, and I've got the sound meter running, so let's hear how loud it is. The other thing I should have said at the beginning was it's not variable, this one. It's only got one setting on it. It says on the box that it's got 140 watt power. Its no load speed is 13,000, and obviously it's hook and loop, but it's only got one setting. There's no adjustable speed. So let's try and test now and see how loud it is. Okay, so decibel wise, that got up to 89. I think I'm right in saying that was 92. So it's gone up to 89, which is quite loud. When I was holding it, I didn't feel a lot of vibration either. With the Orbital sander, I know it's the sort of nature of the two of them, and this is more for detail, but it didn't really vibrate much in my hand at all, which I think is a good thing. So I'm just going to put 120 grit sandpaper on it, and let's find something that's got some paint on it and give it a go. So I've got this trolley with a load of spilt paint from my 3D printer cabinet when it fell over. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link in the description. There's only a little bit, but let's give it a go and see how well it does. Okay, so as you just saw, hopefully, it's taken all the paint off that edge. I'm really pleased with that actually, and it was really nice. It had a really good feel in the hand. It wasn't vibrating too much, moving around too much. Very comfortable to use, and obviously there's rubber on this handle as well as plastic, whereas on the cordless chainsaw, mini saw, there's only a tiny little bit of rubber on the grip, but this has got a lot more on it. Very powerful. Again, you just have to be a little bit careful when you're using it. Couple of things though. Number one, not much dust in it. There's a lot of dust everywhere else, but again, if that was connected to a shop vac, I don't think that would be an issue. That's the first thing. And the only other thing is the on-off button, which is on there. It's got one of those sort of rocker buttons where you sort of push it one way or then the other. It's sort of soft. It was a bit hard to sort of switch it on to start with. So that's the only other thing really. But apart from that, you know, a really, really nice little sanding unit. Okay, so we're at the end of the video now, and what are my sort of overall or final impressions? Well, the title of this video was, have we got a good alternative to Parkside and Ferrex tools or work zone tools? And in my opinion, without a doubt, these Hychika tools are equally as good, if not better, than the Parkside equivalent. Certainly the ones I've used. Now, that's not to say all the tools in the range are, but of these four I've got here, I'm really impressed with the wet and dry vac, as I mentioned before. And the little mini chainsaw that we tested today, that was much more powerful and well built than I thought it was going to be. Certainly, you know, for something like this, it could have been sort of cheap and nasty, but that has got some guts to it, and I can see that being really, really useful in the garden. The same with the sander. Of the two, I have to say the mouse detail sander, for me, slightly edged it, just a bit more control on it, and also really, really good to use. So if you are looking for tools and you want a difference to Parkside or Work Zone Ferrex, then Hychika are a really good alternative. Now, They're not paying me to say that. This is my own impression of these tools. And if I was going to go out and buy a cheaper tool or a more entry-level tool, then I would certainly consider one of the Hychika products. I will put links to these in the description of this video, but just to be clear, I'm not on an affiliate link. I don't get any money off, or I don't receive anything if you buy any of these tools. But if you are interested, I'll put links in the description to them. So fellow woodworkers, thank you so much for watching this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comments if you had any experience of Hychika tools or what you think of the review that I've done today. Also, let me know if you're planning on buying any tool and whether you would consider Hychika in the future. If you're new to the channel, please can I ask you to subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, and don't forget to comment, really important. If you are a regular viewer, also don't forget to like and comment. I'll catch you on next week's edition of the Garage Workshop. Take care, fellow woodworkers.